Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show.
The Rise Up Morning Show.
Today is Thursday, July 17th, and we are so glad to round out the week with you. Next week, we are going to take a break from broadcasting, but you can find all your favorite friends from the Rise Up Morning Show in our community on the episodes that we've recorded and displayed for you on YouTube that we've got at your favorite podcasting platform. There's so much good stuff to explore, and there's never a dull moment in crypto. There's always something to learn, and we'd still be glad to help you, just not live on the air next week. So, surprise, we'll be working elsewhere.
And while we are away from being live, the first comment that I saw came in was, Will, you said with XRP to take some profits, but the bull run is just beginning. And I was like, oh man, if Alex sees that comment, he's going to go the fuck off. Remember, guys, we're not going to be here for a week to tell you live. We'll be posting videos still to take some goddamn profits. But if you don't take profits while Alex, Crypto Papa, is away on a business trip, he's not at home to make sure you're doing your chores and taking profits and taking care of your house, you know, he's going to be so disappointed in you when he walks through that front door, okay, on the next following Monday. You don't want that. If you haven't seen disappointed Alex in you, oh man, he is a real father, and he will put that fatherly guilt into you, and you're gonna not like it. You're not gonna like it at all. Don't take some profits.
My dad can beat up your dad.
It's true.
It's true. Don't let it happen.
That's a bad time maybe for our break. There's never a good time to take a break, but
There's never a good time to take a break.
Not right now.
We got things to do, man. We got to get Circle out the door.
Got to get Circle at the door. We got to do some production sprints. Alex and I have a sprint set up to do our taxes on Monday. So, you know.
Can't wait.
Speaking of disappointed
Uniswap
people.
saw disappointed Alex last night.
Yeah.
Big time they did.
They sure did.
In what might be an epic loss, Uniswap could not overcome racism. Literally, they're not racist. They're fantastic people. We like them a lot. They're very
with no context. That really
With no
just makes it sound
context, that's like,
Uniswap
oh,
had a
God,
racism problem,
what happened with Uniswap?
which is not even remotely true.
not even
Not
remotely
really
true.
at all. Uniswap's great. It's just
No.
that, you know,
You got to be careful with
in the game,
contextless commentary.
in the
That's
game
right.
last night that we played, technically Uniswap had fewer points than racism. So it's just,
And
you know,
again,
watch the episode. It makes sense.
neither of
And
them got
racism
any
did
points.
not have points.
Neither got points.
You guys are killing me right
They
now,
both
dude.
got negative points. Yeah, but you know, anyway. Clip it.
Don't fucking clip it.
Send it to Uniswap with a sponsorship proposal. But, you know, check out what our friends at Uniswap are doing. They're coming over to TikTok, and they ask who are the most helpful creators, and they want your feedback. I think that they have a real opportunity to connect with some of the folks that we've met here. There are so many people trying to learn crypto on TikTok, and who is in a better position to tell a better story than Uniswap? So, Uniswap.
I don't think they were actually asking for feedback. They were just throwing shit.
They're just posting a video.
But treat the video like it's them asking for actual feedback. I posted on my story. I was like, hey guys, go over, politely tell them which TikTok content creators you think are doing it right, which and why. Give them a why as well, because they, just like everybody in crypto, are coming over to TikTok and Instagram from crypto Twitter, and they think their shit don't stank, even though Twitter is also full of a ton of awful, horrific creators as well, who just rug pull continuously and get away with it multiple times because new people keep coming in. And there are really good people there too. There's more people there doing good stuff because that's just where the industry is than other places, because there aren't as many people there and the industry's not there. We're here trying to change that, of course. But you know, they're coming over, part of that crowd, thinking their shit don't stink and that everything outside of crypto Twitter is terrible and awful and poor content quality. So politely go and tell them, hey, I think this person's doing a good job because of this. Give them a look. Thumbs up emoji. Maybe a dolphin emoji if you're feeling frisky.
Definitely a dolphin emoji. And if you're really feeling frisky, give them a little. Tori
Wait,
said-
no, it's so much better. Flood Uniswap's TikTok video with
Definitely don't do that.
They'll be like, "Oh God, crypto TikTok's the worst," and I'll be like,
You know what? It is time
Yes.
to take a break.
"I'll be like,
Maybe we should
Scram,
start right now.
get out of here, Uniswap. We never wanted you here anyway. We haven't been trying to get you on the show for years. I've only been here for a year. I don't know. I can imagine you guys are trying to pass that.
If you've got a crypto question, if you're feeling FOMO about missing the episode last night, if you want to give any crypto brand a piece of your mind or get some peace of mind, then you really are in the right place. We're so glad, especially for the people who tune in live, to share their questions with us. It's your last chance to do it on the air, video, stereo, audio, before we ride our dogs and ponies into the sunset until the end of the month. But don't fret, don't sweat. I'll say it one more time. We have got so many resources for you at theriseupmorningshow.com. It's the link in all of our bios. And it's the best way to get in touch with us. It's where the show lives 24/7. And the only thing missing, my friends, is you. So, fellas, I haven't checked Twitter today. I haven't read the Crypto Daybook America's newsletter. I have absolutely no idea what's going on in the land of crypto. For all I know, we could be done. We could be cooked.
There's always that chance.
Altcoins are up more, largely fueled because Ethereum and XRP are both doing well, and they help to lead the altcoin space because they are the two biggest altcoins. So they make moves and moves the altcoin space forward. So that's that. We also have volumes in Indian markets starting to pick up. So we saw inflows of cash flowing into cryptocurrency exchanges hit $200 million in a day in India, which, typically it's like 50 million,
Dude.
70 million.
India is heating up.
India's been a super hot market for crypto. It's been a really, really, really restricted market because the Indian government has been like, crypto is bad for years and years and years and years and years. That's what's another reason why I'm super excited about the Rise Up Morning Show's Instagram, because in India, they also don't have TikTok, but they do have Instagram. And so it's a great way to try to, for us to tap into that audience and also try to help educate a bunch of people. And it'll also be good for us to learn more about like the challenges being faced in the Indian market, because being here on TikTok, we don't get exposure to that. So it'll be interesting to understand more about like the unique challenges there, especially with the regulatory environment they're in. So I'm excited about the Instagram page, in part because of that.
Me too. You were saying about like crypto brands getting off Twitter, and I really hope that more of them come to definitely TikTok, Instagram, and you know who I feel like is so slept on is Facebook in terms of consumer audiences. It's a very local thing, you're on Facebook to look for a yard sale or connect with your aunt.
Yeah, marketplace. Yeah.
But like there's
to see how racist your uncle is,
To get fooled by AI videos.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there's billions of people, billions of users.
Billions of users. And LinkedIn too, we talk about all the time, is like there's such low-hanging fruit there are many people there who are creating valuable content, but in terms of like the vastness of the space compared to how easy the information is to find, you're so early. You're so early, brands.
It's a new day one for brands.
Wow, look at you.
Look at pulling out a base reference.
Show's not sponsored by Base, but that was smooth.
Yeah,
and it probably won't be.
And it probably won't be, because every single time you guys have experienced it, I've experienced it. They've reached out to me most recently, and they're like, "Hey, we'd love to like partner with you for XYZ." And I was like, "Hey, we have this Rise Up Morning Show. It's an even bigger audience, live show, can work with us in so many more unique, creative ways." And they're like, "That sounds great. Would love to talk." Just like, and then it's like the Twitter DM just like went into a tunnel, and the guy.
Yeah, they're masterful at starting a conversation and then just leaving you hanging for months at a time until they start a different new conversation. Pretend the old one didn't happen.
Oh, but they were more than happy to have us talk about them for free. They're like, "Oh yeah, do it. It's great." And then like, if you keep doing it, maybe one day we'll do it, but you got to keep doing it for free, and then maybe one day.
But
like,
definitely not one day.
But definitely not one day. But I mean, like, hey, we'll talk about them anyway. I probably use Base. No, I don't probably. I use Base more than any other chain, personally, myself.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's definitely
says,
up there.
We roasted them for their marketing. I don't think I roasted them for marketing. I've roasted them for plenty of stuff. I mean, I guess kind of marketing.
I'll roast them for the Coinbase wallet being clunky, but I'm excited to check out the TBA, the Base app. Why am I not sponsored? Why am I not sponsored?
Because, Will, crypto companies don't think that you need to advertise to anybody because...
Well, here I am talking about them anyway, so I guess they're right.
Because all they have to do is make stuff, post obscure memes on just Twitter to the same 10,000 people over and over again, and all of a sudden the whole world will appear.
Meme it and they will come.
Amen.
Yeah, if you say onboarding 3 times, Richard
Onboarding.
Hart appears. I don't know.
Would you like to get on chain?
Something that we didn't. Oh my God! Something we didn't report on last night. We talked about, but I think we were live when it happened. Is the House of Representatives did advance all 3 bills last night after the longest vote in House history.
So they voted to vote on it now, or is it now going to the Senate, Alex?
Exactly what Alex said.
Okay.
Going back to the Senate.
Okay. Yeah, so it's going to
And
the
then
Senate now. For
we
sure.
get an
Okay.
actual vote. This is all 3 bills were voted on to be voted on. The session lasted nearly 10 hours. The vote was 217 to 212. So now Genius Act, Clarity Act, and a bill to prevent the Federal Reserve from issuing a CBDC are going to the Senate.
Nope. Guys.
Oh no, the Senate already passed the Genius Act.
Guys.
You know, I think that it's in the House, right? But now the guest house
Our house
is
in the
full
middle
of
of the
paper,
street.
and in the paper they're writing. But they've got those big feather pens, and they're running out of ink. Though
With the
their ink
wigs.
well is gone, so like it's really slowed down in the guest house. And then after the guest house, the in-laws are coming in, and they don't like the in-laws, and so they're
Mm.
like, "Oh, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing?" And then the Senate happens.
All of this is wrong.
When
No. His name is
India-
definitely Bill, though.
India
All
has
of it's wrong.
great curry, and that's just the spice is too much, and the
Okay.
people are really, and so that's how the government works.
Listen to me, you sweet little cherubs. The procedural vote has passed. The full House vote is scheduled. If there are significant changes to the bills will go back to the Senate for what's called reconciliation. After which point, they would then go to the president. I will absolutely die on this hill. I will die on this hill because it's how legislation has worked in this country for a very long time.
So,
And that's how it's still working right now.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna remember that
still
one
in
day.
the House, staying in the House until they actually get voted on. The last vote that happened was procedural, not legislative.
What if the bill gets a stain on it from all the curry?
Then it will go to the Senate for reconciliation to see how they feel about the stain.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Sad someone has to explain about how legislation works, D Lane says. You know, we do joke.
Every day.
We do joke about it. It is a complex and convoluted process that we understand slightly better than we appear to on TV. But it is something that the average consumer, voter, American, or if you're in another democracy somewhere else, could benefit from understanding more of. So we try to make the complex clear when we can. If it's something that you would like to learn more about, don't hesitate to leave us your questions. Web3 Glossary says, we need the old videos about how bills are made into laws. And I'm sure he's talking about Schoolhouse Rock there. I'm just a bill. Yeah.
Just on Capitol Hill. That's all I know. That's it. And then I
That's
just go,
where Will
Alex,
stopped.
what's the rest?
Solano says, it probably takes them 6 hours and 8 votes to figure out lunch. Honestly, truly. Very
Probably
likely
does.
to be the case. Will, did I zoom out when you were talking about ETH and XRP leading the way to see? I just saw another data point here that ETH ETFs had record daily inflows. I wasn't sure if you had caught that little data point.
Well, they've been setting records. I honestly haven't looked at it the past 2 days, so let's.
So I'll give you the figure while you pull it up. Record net daily inflow, 726.7 million.
Oh, hot damn. It was funny.
Big
I was going to make a
old number.
video this morning on the ETH ETF to be like, oh, I wonder what it's at. It's probably doing well. Yeah, that is the single biggest day of inflows by a wide margin.
Yeah. What's the next day? It's like 250 million or something like that. It's like several hundreds of millions away. I feel like 400.
Let me see. What's the maximum? Oh no, the maximum's been changed now. So I don't know what the next biggest is. It very well could have been on July 14th at $259 million. Very well could have been that. Oh wait, no, July 10th at $383 million. There could have been another day higher than that, but I doubt it. That's honestly a phenomenal day for the Bitcoin ETF, let alone for Ethereum. To put that into context, on average, so over the course of the entire life of the Ethereum ETF, which, to be fair, isn't that long. It's what, 9 months now, 6 months now, whatever it is. The average is $26.4 million of inflows. We're at 726 million today. ETH is king once again. Yeah, Ethereum is destroying everybody right now. I mean, XRP is doing very well also for big coins. But if you're talking about like blockchain networks, Solana was the darling of 2023 into 2024. Sui started taking effect in 2024 as well, but not more than Solana. And now Ethereum has finally woken up after a 2-year nap, and in a very large way.
Is it too late to get in?
Yeah, is now a good time to buy?
It's almost like the network that BlackRock chose to build on,
And JP Morgan.
and
Let's drink.
everyone else
Everyone else.
is gonna do well. Crazy. Wow. Well, go figure. Anyway, always figure out what the big players are doing, guys, not what they're saying, and align yourself. You're gonna do okay. Or just follow Nancy Pelosi. Also, you're gonna do okay.
What was that video that I want to say, was it Jeeves who shared with us the RWA and DPIN dashboards, or am I just making it up? You recall this? And now the resource has just flown out of my head, because when you said BlackRock, the thing where my mind immediately went was, I wonder, in addition to ETFs, how different chains are doing in other places. We were looking at DeFiLlama.com last night. If you've not used it or you want to get deeper into the research, we highly recommend it. It's a great dashboard, but I don't think it has, I don't know that it has like RWA TVL or like DPIN TVL or what. It's really purely DeFi. What you got?
Yeah. You just spun off another thought, which is a tangent thought. It's very similar. It's just like, there's always a chain or two that's sneakily building TVL that just doesn't get a lot of hype. For years, it's been Near protocol. That's not TVL, but just like adoption. Adoption's been sneaky. And like, I'm curious how Aptos has been doing. I'm curious how Say has been doing, because so many people just talk about Sui, even though Sui and Say are totally different. But they both start with S's, and we're all just a bunch of hairless monkeys who like things that start with X, and if it starts with an S, they're all the same too, but they're not very different. I'm just curious to see if there's like another chain that's like sneakily doing great. Like Hyperliquid surprised people, was doing phenomenal. Maple Finance, and I need to make a video on it. I'm gonna write a note down for myself. Maple Finance has also been really increasing TVL as well. I need to see what else is sneakily growing to try to find some stuff for people to put on their radar screen early.
Yeah, I do know that Aptos has a bigger and bigger stablecoin market cap. They made an announcement the other day. I'm not going to remember the figure, but it was a significant milestone for how many stablecoins they've brought on chain. That is something that you can see on DeFiLlama. I do have a screen share up for a website called rwa.xyz. That's the one that Gerard was sharing with us. And I remember that he was talking about how he would use it to see just the rate of adoption of different kinds of real world assets that people have tokenized. You can see significant movements here. You can filter stuff out. Like here's when stocks and corporate bonds started to come on chain, that kind of stuff.
That's one of the hottest trends right now. I made a video on CoinGecko. It's tokenization of stocks. Anything stock related, it's always in the top 10 of hottest volume.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this the other day. Somebody was having a conversation about like, what's the real advantage of bringing stocks on chain? And I'd be curious to know what you guys think. But my my first thought is like, well, they're 24/5 now, and soon they'll be 24/7, and that doesn't mean they'll be super liquid on weekends necessarily, but like that's a killer advantage, and almost in my mind, that alone would be like enough. But what are the other big? Let's get our stocks on chain arguments.
Well, what do you mean?
Everybody is excited about tokenizing stocks. Obviously, because it'll make their bags go up, or so they think. Why else would you want to have a stock on chain, aside from the fact that your bags will go up? And you can trade it anytime.
Yeah,
well,
24/7 trading.
24/7 trading, but also if you are an institution, 24/7 trading, which means more fees for you to profit off of. But the other thing too is you increase the liquidity of the market, which is wonderful for whales because whales only play in markets with a lot of liquidity. The reason why is it increases liquidity is because of the fractionalization of tokens. You now increase even just by a little bit. Just someone can get, instead of selling or buying 70 stocks, now it's 70.4 stocks. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you take that and put it across an entire market worth trillions of dollars, it's billions of dollars of additional inflow into the market that was maybe sidelined before. And that is a lot of money making, right? More so than the fees. So that's why it's happening. It's because the institutions can make money that way. And there just happens to be a benefit for users as well. So it's a win-win across the board, which is nice. It's always great to have a win-win. But don't get it twisted as to why something is happening or not. It's because the big players make more money. It just happens to be good for everybody. Thanks, blockchain tech.
Thanks,
Hooray.
blockchain. Ding. I also found this cool dashboard on DeFiLlama that I've never seen before, and it's protocols ranked by stablecoin supply. And DeFiLlama has this little button that makes me think perhaps it is new. And it looks like
Brilliant
feature that you can swap
For
out.
those in podcast land, the button Evan's referring to is a large blue button that says new.
Yeah, yeah. They
With
seem
a
to try to
sparkly
tell me.
star next to it that really grabs your attention.
It looks like you can click to change these variables. Instead of protocols ranked by stablecoin supply, I could do metrics for protocols or chains, TVL, fees, revenue, holders revenue. It sounds like this is the thing Matthew would have been looking for last night when he was like, how does of these protocols TVL compare to revenue? Why
He was
DeFiLlama?
curious about the market cap to revenue comparison. The multiplier.
Got it. Okay. This is so interesting. I just Googled the Aptos stablecoin market cap, and it shows you like which coins compose that total thing. They got the Move dollar on chain. They've got Tether, US dollar coin, USDC, BlackRock's USDC, get that Biddle dollar. I want to see what all chains ranked by stablecoin supply. Let's take a look. Stablecoin market cap 259 billion, not too shabby, growing fast. No one's surprised that Tether is at the top. USDC, Athena number 3. Ooh, Athena has surpassed DAI. I wonder how long that's been going on. And Biddle number 6.
30% this week too.
Yeah, Athena.
In token land. Yep.
Interesting. So new tools at DeFiLlama, new llama, who dis?
You want to know what? So this is another trend. Again, slight tangent. Apologies, but
Like it.
when I made the video last week on trends that are heating up, another trend that's heating up in the top 10 on all categories, gaming, specifically shooters. So shooting video games. And there was one game moved over to another chain. I forget what it was. It's a shooter game. Started a whole bunch of buzz there. But today, some really big news for Web3 gaming, and I need to make a video on this as well, is Off the Grid. For those of you who don't know, it's a very popular game. I need to try it. I'll try it.
It's pretty good.
Probably next week. And I don't have the time to play games, unfortunately, this weekend. But anyway, it's a what is that? A looter shooter? It's a
Extraction.
Looter shooter? I love
Extraction. Yeah, it's an extraction game, and you can play it on console. It is now going live today on Steam, which is big. So Steam is the biggest marketplace for video games, right? And it's a big deal because Steam has been anti-crypto gaming for years and years and years. They've said no to everything. The friendly game marketplace traditionally has been Epic Games. That's where all blockchain games have gone. Steam has said no across the board. And finally, they're saying yes to Off the Grid. It goes live today. And that's a really, really, really big deal.
Wildcard can also be wishlisted on Steam.
Ah, Wildcard can too. Wonderful. So we're starting to see the barriers to entry for Web3 games finally start to get lowered down to be made available to people. You just have to, make a good game. But also Steam has a whole bunch of shitty games. So that the barrier there will drop eventually over time. But, take the best of the best, put it over there, get it introduced to people, and we'll see what happens. And then we have Ubisoft coming out with their card game, their AAA gaming studio as well, coming out near the end of this year. Magic and Fates. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Is that it? That sounds familiar.
I think it's Magic and Fates.
That sounds right.
But I'll be playing the shit out of that. And that's built off of Immutable X, whereas Off the Grid is built on Avalanche. Just FYI.
Beautiful. We had a really good question in the audience about premium exchange services. Alex, I saw you had an answer to the question, is Coinbase One worth it? For people who don't know, central exchanges have their own sort of like pay to play, a monthly fee that reduces your overall fees on their platform. Some are better than others. They come with other perks like access to premium service. I always tell people, if you're a Coinbase user, upgrading to Coinbase One for the 24/7 like responsive support is the unlock. If you have a problem on their platform, the very first thing you should do is upgrade to Coinbase One in your settings, then call customer service. And you can cancel anytime. I think you get like 2 weeks free. So that's like the move. You upgrade, call them, fix the problem, cancel. But the benefits are good. And Kraken has a program like that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more.
Here, I'll pull it up. Kraken's, it's a very similar program in that you get, a certain amount of trading fee free every month. And it's actually significantly cheaper than Coinbase's.
Yeah, it's oriented towards people who are going to make a lot of trades on the platform, or enough trades that paying a couple bucks to totally eliminate or significantly reduce your trading fees will help you to have a better user experience. What's the word on the numbers?
I'm just trying to find Kraken's stall.
And I will stall. I've been holding this. This made me laugh. I saw it on the Twitter timeline. There's a lot of coverage from yesterday's New Day One at Base. And Tori was saying she used the Base app and Jesse tipped her $5 on a post. And we were yucking it up about how it was going to go between Jesse and Brian, whose profile picture was just slightly larger on the announcement. And I'm here to report that this is how it went. Here's their historic. Is it a fist bump? Is it a handshake on stage? And Serpent here.
Oh, dude, I almost made fun of them for this the past 2 times we've spoken about this. Yeah.
He said, respectfully, I think they should coin this moment instead.
I think they did then. I think Jesse...
Honestly, he should.
When I saw this, I was on the treadmill and I laughed and I immediately went like, paper covers rock. I was like, no, what they should have done is, if you looked at me, I was just like, laughing while on the treadmill, and then I just started doing like rock paper scissors like to myself like a fucking madman. I was like, no, they should just start doing this and it would have been perfect. That's how you roll off of that smoothly. You just gotta rock paper scissors.
Yeah, that might be right for a Rise Up Morning Show retweet, paper covers rock or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Alex, what's our price?
Who posted that? I'll go retweet that right now.
I'll send it to you. Hang on. It's Serpent XBT. Here it comes.
Also, got some amazing feedback on our graphic from our pitch deck just by somebody on Twitter. And I was like, oh, wonderful. Always get such great feedback from people. They're like, hey, I'm a little confused by this. And I'm just like, you know what? That is a little confusing. They're like 6.3 million viewers, but you also have 45,000 weekly viewers. Like, how? Like, that math doesn't math. And I was like,
does it not say views versus viewers?
It does. No, it says views. 6.3 million monthly viewers, 45,000 weekly viewers.
Yeah, that's not the new one. I changed that ages ago because that's awful.
that was the pitch deck that I was sent.
Okay. Fix it later. But tell me what does the Kraken thing cost?
Okay, so you can sign up and do a free month. They have still on the website that it's 10K, but we all just got emails about them upping that limit to 20. So as it stands, still 10. Then there's returns on USDG, which is just a platform stablecoin, 4%, which is for Kraken Plus. After the 30 days, it's $5 a month, which isn't Coinbase's 30?
Yeah.
So
$29.99, I do believe.
That's crazy. Yeah, no trading fees up to 10,000 a month still listed. The rate, early access to new tools. They do give you the 800 Kraken transaction Coinly plan for free with this subscription, which is a pretty decent deal because that costs, I forget how much, but more than $5. Plus, then they'll give you half off of a different one if you need to buy more transactions. They have something on here about airdrops, which when new assets launch on Kraken, you get early access to more tokens or both. I'm not sure exactly what that means because I've never personally seen one of those happen. Have you ever seen a Kraken specific airdrop from a listing?
No, I have seen
I wonder if I'm reading this wrong.
allocations for exchange customers. And maybe if
that's
they
what it
have
means.
extras, they would give them out. Like the Pump.Fun token launch kind of relied on central exchanges to distribute like buckets of tokens. I think we're going to start seeing that more. Apparently, just as a side note, that was a really novel mechanism of the Pump Fund launch is they had these buckets of tokens and this like smart contract that was purpose built for the thing to match customer orders with like the right bucket. So you'd come to Pump.Fun, you'd say, I want to buy this. And they'd be like, great, this order's coming from Kraken. This order's coming from this, as well as the people on those exchanges having the ability to distribute to their customers, I think is my understanding. But it sounds like it was the first time they deployed this smart contract or this whole program in a live environment where people were really, really excited to buy this token. And so there were some friction points where like they gave out more tokens than they'd been allocated. And I think Bybit was like, hey, sorry guys, here's a $20 credit for like trades on our platform. And Kraken was like, no, we'll just like buy tokens and give them to you. And Kraken looked really good that day and Bybit didn't. But I think it was Hasib on the chopping block was commenting that this mechanism is something, or maybe he was on Unchained that day. They expect to see more of like, what a novel way. Exchanges have all these customers, all these premium people signing up, getting perks, and Pump.Fun, what do they need? Customers. So somebody who has a token to launch more and more might benefit from efficiencies in order matching systems like this, leveraging the audiences they've built, yada, yada. I was impressed by it.
You were right too. There's also the priority customer support, just like Coinbase's.
Yeah, Kraken's just kind of seeming like it's beating Coinbase on all the fronts until the Coinbase was like, hey, you want a credit card that earns you Bitcoin? And I was like, I do want that.
Really do.
I do want that. And just so all of you are aware, you can get signed up for it, but you're only going to be applicable or qualify for it if you are a Coinbase One subscriber. And then you'll earn 2% on all purchases that you make earned to you in Bitcoin, up to 4% depending on how much money you have on Coinbase. I don't know what the limits are yet on the amount of money, but 2 to 4%. And for me personally, like Kraken, it would save me money, but I'm still definitely going to stick with Coinbase because I'm just there. That and also like it's $299, for the year. I think I saw somebody mention that. I can't remember. I think it's $30 a month or $25 a month, and like I save that on a single trade. So it's like I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm getting what I want here, and I'm going to get a credit card where I spend more than most, and so it's just like sweet. Now I'm not spending, I'm investing.
Will math.
And so it'll be good. I'll stick with Coinbase. But I do really love what Kraken's doing. If you're new, I would direct everybody to Kraken.
Yeah, I would probably go to Coinbase first if I had to start from zero, just because it's the one I currently use. But the top of my list to explore is Kraken. And Alex, I was going to ask you, can you show us how or the steps to sign up? Is it just like Coinbase where I have my account open on the app and there's like settings, try Coinbase One? Is it like that?
Yeah, it's just a banner.
Just a
banner up
banner.
there for the free month.
And if you
Yeah,
can't find it, jump in the Discord. We can help you.
I've personally used Kraken more than Coinbase over the years, and I don't honestly, but I'm not ashamed to say I'm very susceptible to really good branding, and it's just better. I personally like it better. I shouldn't say objectively it's better. Subjectively, to me, it's better.
Yeah, and I saw somebody ask, where can I go to sign up for the credit card waitlist? Just type into Google, Coinbase, American Express, credit card. You'll find it. It'll be right there. It'll be like one of the first two links right there. You'll get it. Pretty easy.
Yeah, I would expect them to do the same thing. I mean, they kind of constantly are ping-ponging back and forth. Although, I mean, one thing that is objectively true is that Base is absolutely skunking ink right now.
Oh yeah,
but also
volume in every
never
metric. Yeah,
nothing. I mean, ink hasn't talked about themselves at all yet.
Ink is making the mistake of Cardano, which is we built it. We built it, and then okay, and they're not telling anybody. We built it, and that's enough. Nope, not enough. Meanwhile, Coinbase has Gary V talking about Base.
Dude, they're winning this week. This is a big week for them.
Yeah.
We got a good question from someone who will remain anonymous so they don't get in trouble, which is how can I use an exchange that's not allowed in the United States? New degens want to know. What would you do? Or let's say you were going to use Polymarket or something like that. I would say the very first thing you should do is consider getting a Palau ID or some sort of dual residency, because it'll help you to, it's a product specifically marketed to crypto people. It's like $250 to sign up, and it will help you to register past KYC at platforms like, MEXC, things like that. Now, do be careful because I had a friend who lived through triggering an advanced KYC recently, had to provide phone number and proof of address, which is not something your Palau ID gives you. It just gives you a proof of residency. And he was saying he got one through Germany because he often uses it on his VPN. And it's the kind of thing you might have to be like Alex and know somebody who lives there. But if you have a relative or a home or a friend, something like that, you can really get some level 2 KYC. But that would be my number one recommendation. You can get to KuCoin that way. You can get to Polymarket that way. Other thoughts?
Well, what I'd say is just by using a VPN, if you're trying to use a centralized exchange in another country, like you still have to provide like proof of your citizenship. So like you're still screwed, unless you have citizenship in those countries. You're only going to be able to use a VPN to go and use decentralized solutions that maybe aren't allowed in the US,
Yeah, if you still have to KYC, VPN doesn't help you at all with that.
Yeah.
VPNs don't do as much as I think most people think they do.
No, I mean, it's great for DeFi. There you go. Yeah.
Yep, but anything KYC required won't work.
Yeah, I have the Proton VPN, but I mean, honestly, any VPN will work for you.
Literally just have the native Brave one. I've never had a reason to go beyond that.
Oh, really?
Yep, Brave has their own built-in.
I haven't used the Brave browser in a long time.
That's all I use.
Yeah. I keep telling myself I need to switch to Mozilla off of Chrome because there's way more privacy control. But it's tough because Chrome knows I just type in one letter and it knows the entire URL I want to go to.
Isn't that nice?
It's nice.
It just fills in all my passwords for me.
Yeah, I know. Just take all my privacy and sell it to companies. Why don't you, Chrome? Which, by the way, Chrome does. It's the least privacy or the least private browser out there. Mozilla Firefox is great. Brave is great from that standpoint.
Tori has a really interesting suggestion here. I'd get a device that you don't connect to your main Wi-Fi, split the signal, and only connect when it's sequestered. I'm not entirely sure how to do that.
I don't even know what that means.
Tori,
But
I knew half those words.
I just picture Tori in some coveralls with like a bag full of tools and like broken radio parts, doing some weird things to a satellite on my roof, or like, going into my wall and putting some cables in like secret agent style. And even if it's not what that would require, Tori, if we ever are hanging out and I need your help doing it, could you please pretend it does require that?
I just imagine her like she's like working on she's working on the internet, right? She's got her wrenches and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden I go, "Hey Tori, how's it going?" She turns around and goes, "Oh yeah, this bad boy right here, it's sequestered all right." I go, "Sweet, awesome, love it."
Tori said, "Don't get me so hot and bothered early in the morning." I have that outfit, she says. Way to go. I knew you would.
Outfit. Yeah, of course.
We got a question over here on TikTok from the original ST, who wants to know if we have ever used Morpho, Arrow, or Velodrome.
I use Aerodrome more than any other decentralized exchange. I also was the first influencer to talk about Aerodrome at 5 cents many years ago. I say it feels like many years ago. It was like a year and a half ago now. And I was also the first influencer to discover Morpho and talk about it on TikTok at the very least. It'd been around for a little bit. So yeah, I love Morpho. It's my favorite DeFi project in the space. I also like what Katana's doing a lot. I also like what Hyperliquid's doing a lot. Yeah, big fan of Morpho. Been trying to get him on the show for a long time. And if you want to see everything that Morpho has done up from 2025, just this year, it's monumental. And I made a video on it just a handful of days ago. So go check it out. Because if you're a fan of Morpho, you're going to love that video. Also, if you're a fan of Aerodrome, you're going to be a little bit concerned by the immediate next video after that, which is Aerodrome's fundamental adoption is going down. But as Alex uncovered yesterday, most of that money that's leaving Aerodrome, it's more likely than not going to Morpho. So yeah, we know it. I've never in my life used Velodrome though. I don't ever see a need for it. For me personally.
That Arrow's market cap ratio to revenue is still the best.
Oh yeah. Also, it still has 63% dominance of all decentralized exchange volume on Base. So like it's in a good spot, has a bunch of mind share. Aerodrome is going to be totally fine, great and grand. Just be aware that money's kind of leaving it right now for other stuff, but it's still fulfilling its role perfectly.
He asked a follow-up question, or they asked. Sorry, didn't mean to just assume. Might be a MAMO, MAMO protocol. Is not one I have heard about. They said, "Do you know about it?"
Never heard of
and
it.
I say, "Never heard of it." And I went to DeFiLlama, and they've never heard of it either. So it's possible that MAMO was a typo. Let us know what you meant there. And hey, Nanny, great to see you. Give her a follow for helpful.
I can share a little macro update for
Please
folks.
do.
And we got. So this is the morning economic data. We got retail sales data, which actually beat expectations. Retail sales increased by 0.5 percentage point. That's nice because the previous month it decreased by 2%. So we saw a nice increase there. So people are spending money, which is good for the U.S. economy. And we also saw, manufacturing data came in really solid for the Philadelphia region, which is nice to see from a future demand of goods standpoint. So we're probably expecting retail sales to continue to grow in strength. And the other bit of data that we had was continuous jobless claims. So people who've been unemployed for a while, that number increased from last month, but it only increased by a little tiny itty bitty baby bit, which beat expectations. So unemployment is not skyrocketing at all. It's pretty much flat. Retail sales are strong. Manufacturing is strong and going up. Which does make sense because the value of the dollar is going down. A side effect of that is manufacturing gets a boost because we price our goods on the open market in the dollar. If the dollar is cheaper, our goods are more competitively priced. It's one of the reasons why President Trump is purposely devaluing the dollar to boost manufacturing as a part of his campaign promises. Also, another reason why if you're holding cash just in dollars, you're going to have a bad time. You need to start investing. You need to start building a strategy. You need to start earning interest, or you need to start holding the pound or the euro, just FYI. But good economic data all around. Unfortunately for interest rates, however, this doesn't apply any pressure on Jerome Powell to start cutting rates. Just FYI.
Beautiful. Thank you. Joseph has a tip for us saying MAMO is a good project. It automatically compounds rewards back into your earnings, making it easier to make more money. So thank you very much. We'll have to check it out. It's not one we know. Alex, you look a little skeptical there.
Yeah. Anyone
For people in podcast land who can't see Alex's face, he was squinting hard at that thing. He was parsing those details.
Whenever someone tells me that arbitrary money is compounded back into increased earnings, I mean, you should be skeptical of that.
Do we have a link?
I'm
A
looking
link
right
from
now.
him. No.
Oh, my phone was covering the YouTube comments. I was like, wait, where are we seeing all this? From Joseph.
Joseph.
Like, automatically compounds rewards back into your earnings.
Schmack said, Alex, very pensive.
Very.
And Robert Steckler said,
Very demure.
anyone else waiting for the sweet black swan while everyone plans to get rich?
I certainly am not right now. Not while the dollar is just plummeting in value, you know?
Yeah. Got a good quick question.
I thought.
What's your favorite place to exchange dollars into other currencies on chain? Like not other fiat currencies like euro dollars or things like that.
I just swap within base. You know, EURC is the stablecoin for the euro, and I've been meaning to go and look for the British pound, and I just keep getting taken away doing other stuff. I'm there. I know that there are pound stablecoins, and a reason why the pound may be of more interest to you than the euro is because London is still, you know, a vestige from colonial times. It's still it's the #2 financial center in the world still, with their banking, and you know, that's like London's power. As a result, there's still a lot of demand for the British pound internationally. So the pound will most likely remain much stronger to the dollar, even as compared to the euro. But we'll see how that goes. I need to do a little bit more research on that, but that's how things should go. So I need to do a little bit of research on that. But I just do the swap in the wallet. I go on, I just make sure I have the right token address for EURC, do a swap, boom, there you go.
Shout out Keith for the assist. The ticker for the pound is GBPC if you're buying it on chain.
GPPC or GBP?
We have an OPP.
Oh, there it is.
GBPC. You know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Great
Can we get that as a song?
pound coin. That makes sense.
GBPC, EURC, USDC. No, I don't know. And we've lost all our listeners. Alex, what do you got? Did you find anything on Memo?
Yeah, it looks like it's a personal finance companion. So I'm getting AI agent vibes,
Yeah,
although
like
their
Grok.
website really doesn't have much information, and you're required to connect a wallet before you do anything. I think it's just like a place where you can try to track better, like whoever's got the best interest, and then they will also pay you a high APY in their token, which I can't figure out why their token matters yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it probably doesn't.
I know. I'm sure it probably doesn't.
It's a red flag for me that it's not like registered on DeFiLlama. At least like
It's not a,
Well,
it's
how
not a
new is
project.
it?
It's just an AI thing. It's a
Oh,
tracker.
okay.
It's like it's just like a little smart companion that helps you find yield in places, I think, and then you can buy an arbitrary cryptocurrency that I cannot figure out why it matters.
Yeah, I can't understand why the cryptocurrency matters either. I definitely think that we're going to have a lot more, like if the app is killer, I don't know. That's a thing that really, that is a gap I'm struggling to make, is why do we need to start making tokens for everything that are speculative? Jesse Pollack is probably the biggest proponent of this argument for content creators. You know, coin it. Like, you can support your favorite content creators by collecting their stuff. It's going to cost you like almost nothing, and it's going to help other people reward them. But like, that's kind of how these other tokens come off to me, when it's just like we're speculating. It's not even a publicly traded company. We're just speculating. Is it a product people use? Does it seem like it could be? I just don't understand how that really helps anybody.
Did you,
Since
since you said that, did you look into Jesse Pollack talking yesterday at the base event about how it's like, you're a creator, you make something, right? And you can get paid from it out the gate. Good, great, grand. But a viewer can buy a token for your content that you make.
Right.
And then if that content blows up and does very well, you, an early investor is how I read it, in the content can profit off of that. It
Right,
sounds
but
like you dove into it. Can you talk about that a little more? Because I was just like, I'm a little confused about this. I
Yeah,
might be
no.
misunderstanding.
So it, unless they've changed something, what it is the content blowing up means other people buying the token. If I'm on a platform like Zora, or let's say TikTok has tokens, like every post I create launches a token. It doesn't matter if you like me, watch me. There's no mechanism right now for people who do the normal content things, who normally appreciate artists by listening to their music or watching their films or whatever, talking about them. There's no mechanism for them to accumulate value. Somebody somewhere has to buy. It is turning it into a financial market. It could be that the act of liking, maybe your wallet is filled with $5 for like gas, and the act of liking a post, especially early on, is very cheap to do, or collecting a post is very cheap to do. But ultimately, the thing he's not saying there, and I may be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong on this, is there is a token that is created for that post. If you support it early, you're buying it. And if it is supported with buys from other people, then eventually the token will be worth more,
So I get that. I just don't know if I like that model. Because it's like, I just don't like the idea of it's like you have to like buy content instead of just like consuming it for free. Like, I don't, it just seems kind of set up for failure. Even if it's just like a fraction of a penny, I just feel like people knowing that they're technically paying to view this content is just like, why would I ever do that? Even if it's basically for free, it's not free. You can go do it for free elsewhere. It just feels like people aren't going to like that, even if there are other benefits, like you own your content,
totally.
yada. But
I think if there was a different model, like a subscription model, where you could use Base's platform, or like a really great app like Netflix, where there's a ton of content, and you paid a nominal fee to experience the whole thing as much as you wanted, like that model, I think could work in a world where, your $10 subscription fee buys you a bunch of gas. And when you like a post, a little bit of it goes to a creator kind of thing. And we set up the numbers so that nobody could ever possibly spend all $10, even if they liked every post on the platform. I don't know. I don't know how that would translate to tangible value for the folks. I'm not sold on it. I admire Jesse's conviction, and I'm always willing to let people cook, because I'm a big fan of tokenizing stuff. He's obviously a very hard worker who has a big dream, and I get it, what it's like to be early to something and feel like you got to explain it to everybody and they don't get it, and you got to be friendly to them and you just want to shake them. But I think that, I don't know.
I mean, trying something new, we'll see what happens. Maybe there definitely is a market for it, but I don't know. I'm going to go take some stuff. I'll post it on the Base app and just see how it goes. I mean, experience it. Might as well. If there's new tech, play around with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Alex, I see you in the comments. What you checking out?
I was trying to figure out what the hell this token is for, but I've given up. I moved on. And then I was just following into, there was a bunch of people talking about that, some other meme, which I did look up. All I can see is it's down 31% since it launched. And it also has a mutable contract, just meaning whoever did it can change things. And that also, I'm just tired. Most of this crypto is so stupid. Gamble responsibly. If you're looking at anything that is a meme, gamble responsibly.
That's it. That's the
Words
show.
to live by.
That's literally it. That's literally it.
Welcome to crypto. Gamble responsibly.
Somebody asked about Cubic, the fastest blockchain ever. And my question to them is, what else do they do besides be really fast? Do they have a network or any killer apps or anything like that? I'd like to know.
The thing is no one cares about speed anymore. That was a super hot topic that was able to like take market share 5 years ago. TPS really mattered. Transactions per second, TPS. And now everybody is so fast that it's not a differentiator anymore. And it's not a differentiator anymore because like there's no pain point to solve. The pain point before was Ethereum is so slow and expensive. And it was, oh, we need TPS. We got to make things cheap. And that was enough to get everybody to run to, because Ethereum mainnet was such a problem with how expensive. We were talking last night, the most expensive gas fee I've paid was almost $400, right? On ETH mainnet. Now it's like $1 or $2. Or you can just use layer 2s and it's fractions of a penny. But, there's no pain point that solves anymore. Everybody's super fast. So if anybody's like, it's the fastest, that's great, but it's not a differentiator in the market anymore.
Yeah, and like Amsfar says, it's easy to be fast when there's nothing going on there.
Yeah,
Also
that's my
true.
initial thought. That it's things like that are, like I keep saying, things because their TPS is ridiculous. It's advertised as 15.5 million, which just screams nonsense. And also there's no way that they've ever been able to actually measure that, because there's nothing here. The ecosystem all looks like it's, my guess is based on the names of the apps that they have listed on their ecosystem page, that they're mostly self-incubated. There is no profile on the llama. There's no measure of TVL. Measuring TPS on stuff like this, like I say, is like measuring the miles per gallon in a car by putting it in neutral and rolling it down a hill. It really doesn't mean anything.
The founder is the former NXT guy, the former IOTA guy, come from beyond. And I don't know.
Former IOTA. Why did he leave those phenomenal projects?
Yeah. But definitely an OG in our space. So I struggle to understand, because I don't have the context, because I don't hang out with those people, whether they are doing that classic crypto play, which is like, company made a bunch of money, now I can exit and get a really cushy advisory role, or found something else and everyone will pay me to do it no matter what it does. And so I can basically, it's like the equivalent of what, I don't know, what's one of those research institute, ICP. They raised a ton of money when they sold their tokens, and they'll be able to keep going forever, no matter what the token price does. They don't have to launch a product. They can just research forever and ever and ever.
Well, that's what they want. That's a research facility. They've cracked the code on being able to stay in business forever, and they can do what they want, which is research. Just a bunch of nerds researching stuff and writing papers, and that's what they want to do.
Yeah, so I'm skeptical of companies and people like that, in terms of me as a consumer of blockchain tech and apps and the internet and stuff. I don't know that they always are building stuff for me. Usually they see me as a customer to buy their token.
Here's the thing. If you take any project that you're curious about and you're trying to figure out if this is worth the gamble, because any single one of these that has been mentioned recently, on this show today, are gambles. These are all pre-revenue. I mean, these things don't have any revenue. As far as I can tell, they don't have any products. As far as I can tell, beyond that, they don't have any users. I can't even really tell exactly what they do have besides a bumper sticker and a website. So the bet that you're making is that this is going to be big at some point, but there has to be a reason for that to happen. And in crypto land, nonsense can just go arbitrarily up in price for no reason whatsoever. So there's always that chance. So I guess, you can roll the dice on something like that if you really want to. But unless you're planning on, one, stomaching the risk and being happy if, you make a bad bet and it all goes to hell, or just disappears when the guy who worked at several other things that have gone nowhere also goes nowhere on this one, then, you can't invest in stuff like this. The word invest should not be applied to any of these things.
Yeah. Venture style, baby.
It's scattershot. It's a scattershot. You take a lot of swings at the bat, knowing that most of them are going to fail, and you have to be okay with that.
So I want to know, as we prepare to ride our dogs and ponies into the sunset for a week off the broadcast, what everyone's thinking, what their final questions are, and of course, what you guys are up to this weekend. Do you have big plans aside from testing out the base app? We had someone asking about that. Other stuff you're doing on chain in your life, just for fun.
Working almost the entire weekend and showing our house on Sunday.
Nice. I'll be testing out the base app, but I have a busy weekend because on Friday I have a friend's birthday party at a rented out rooftop, but I'm only going to be there for half of it. And then I'm going to a drone show because I've never been to a drone show before. So I want to go check that out in Boston. And then I'll be going back from the drone show back to my friend's birthday party to party the rest of the night. And then on Saturday, oh gosh, I have plans on Saturday. What are the plans? The plan. My entire Saturday is booked, but don't worry, my girlfriend has that taken care of in terms of what's happening. So that day is booked. And then on Sunday, my parents are coming into town because they bought tickets to, oh God, he's an old R&B and reggae singer. And he's in like a really small stadium where they either put only old bands for old people and the Wiggles for the kids, or like kids bands and stuff. It's interesting. And I've never been there. And so we're going to go with like a bunch of 60 to 80 year olds and just be like, yeah. And so
like Sean Paul or something like that.
You think 60 and 80 year olds listen to Sean Paul?
I don't know. You said
from the early 2000s.
You said reggae and hip hop. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
I said R&B and reggae. First of all, you say an R&B artist, you're immediately in the 90s at the very least.
I'm just trying to think of who it could be.
I forget his name. He has some songs that are popular and I've listened to, and I never knew his name until I was like, oh yeah, that guy. So anyway, and I'm doing that on Sunday.
Okay, cool. Sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm just trying to get rested. I feel like I'm still unrested from this New York trip, and I'm alone at the house because Kimberly is house sitting just, not far on the other side of town. But we have some new kittens here. I showed a picture to Alex and Will because they are objects of endless curiosity for my dogs. They sleep on like the front step to my door. So every morning I go out and feed them, and they're very, very cute. They've still got blue eyes. There's 4 of them. And they're part of this collection of like feral cats that we have in our neighborhood. And Kimberly and I are on this mission to keep these cats alive and give them good lives and try and get them fixed. And man, they multiply anyway. You know what I mean? Like you can't get all of them. And they're so stinking cute. So you just want to take care of them and do the best you can by them. But, Memphians, got to get your friends spayed or neutered. It's the responsible thing to do. Everybody in the comments says, how did you 3 meet? This is a great question. Alex, how did we meet? And then you met Will.
Yeah, I was posting really good feet content on Only Feet, and Alex was over there spending all his time, and he was like, those are good feet. Let's get that man. Get those feet talking about crypto. That's how
exactly
we got
how
here.
It happened.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same, honestly.
So I'm ready for my closing thought. No.
Will, sidetrack question. Smack says, is it George Benson or Charlie Wilson? Good guesses.
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I can't answer.
I met Alex on the internet like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, around the time of the pandemic, shortly after. I think I don't know if I saw him on TikTok first or if I met him in the Rise Up Discord server, the Faceless Crypto Discord server first. And the rest was history. We were both really active in that community, in this community, the content community, just trying to learn crypto publicly, help other people with what we were learning. And then the opportunity came to like assemble a super group, a bunch of people in Faceless Crypto. We're like, why don't we work together? Mac had some ideas and wanted everybody's input on how to take it to the next level. And the 6 of us that got together became Faceless Labs. It was great. It was the A-team. And I still think fondly of all the cool stuff we got to work on. And, we still have the Situation Room that we maintain there. But as Alex and I were trying to get the show off the ground, we said, you know what? We got to grow this thing. It's going to be hard to do with just the 2 of us. We can never take days off. And Alex was like, check this guy out. I've been watching his content. I just came across his profile, but he's been creating content for years. And it was Will. And it was great. And I said, okay, you better talk to that guy. The rest is history.
And then I seduced him.
With his feet.
With his little toes.
He said, hey, bro, I sleep with the socks on, but for just $10, I'll take them off.
I was like, good, take them
$10.
I'll buy them for 20. I'll buy those socks for 20. Let me have one, babies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Extra stinky. All the flavor.
We got a lot more guesses rolling in about who the artist is. Amsfar said MC Hammer. No. Amsfar also said Footcoin.
And the thing is my parents are going to watch this too. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, I don't remember the name of the guy. I'm sorry. I do know that there's like 2, 3, 4, 5 songs that they make that I know. And I was like, oh, this dude. Oh, okay. Yeah, this will be cool. This will be fun. So like, I am excited. It's just, I don't know. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jimmy Cliff. That's a good guess from Carol. Shaggy.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
We're just trying so hard to jog your memory, and he just doesn't know.
Man.
I got nothing.
Know. Artists' names do not stick in my head at all.
Altcoins, yes. Artists, no.
Got nothing.
Okay, so it's about that time.
It's about
Final
that time.
thoughts, last questions, suggestions, good jokes, words of wisdom, and predictions. Alex, I will go to you second. Will, I will go to you first. The 8-ball says, take a pause.
Yes, please.
Nope. Now, my final thought will be a fun story from Doug, where he took the Market Watch show, the show that we do on Mondays, do a macro update, take a look at charts, yada, yada. And he had sent the link out to some of his old high school friends and who he's still buddies with to this day. And he gets off the show and his buddy's like, hey, yeah, it was a cool show, but bro, when are you going to make enough money to be able to also get out of the jail cell that you're in and get some cool samurai swords like Will? I was like, no, man, you got to stay in that bathroom for forever now. And he's like, I do need to change that. I was like, no, dude, bathroom all day.
If he changes it up, he's going to get like a paper towel dispenser or an air hand dryer. Like those are the only ways he's allowed.
Yeah, that's the only way that he's allowed to. And then he can keep talking about Fartcoin in the bathroom. It's great. It's perfect. It's so on brand. But I had another story to share with everybody too. Oh yes, I got a haircut the other day, and every single time I get a haircut, my barber knows about the show and all that kind of stuff. And for those of you who don't know, I think about 4 haircuts ago, maybe 5 haircuts ago, my barber, who I've been getting my haircut with for years and years and years, he and I are friends. And, but like, like barbershop friends, right? Not outside of friends, although I'd love to hang out with them. But anyway, regardless, neither here nor there. He goes, hey man, do you know anything about like this crypto stuff? And I was like, a little.
No.
Yeah, no. We started talking about it, and he was a Cardano maxi, and he got into SNEC early, the meme coin on Cardano. And it went up crazy amounts, but he didn't sell anything. And now it's, it's below. And the last haircut I was there, I go, hey man, like how's crypto going for you? He's like, oh, dude, like I'm really beat up about SNEC. It went from this amount to this amount now. And my Cardano's not really doing a whole lot. And, he's like, I'm really just buying Bitcoin now. And I was like, good, brother, welcome. And he's like, I really just think that's the only thing that has long-term value. He's like, but I see a ton of opportunity in this space. I'm not all beat up. If SNEC goes back in value, cool. Good, great, grand. I was like, all right, man. We leave. So the other day, I'm getting my haircut, and he was like, hey dude, crypto's kind of doing its thing again. I was like, yeah, man, it is. And we were just talking about the market, and he's like, yeah, so where do you see money flowing to? And I was like, oh my God, you've graduated. I was like,
what a great question.
It's on ETH, it's on Solana, specifically Base. You're seeing Polygon's ecosystem expand a little bit. I was like, hey, did you know Polygon? He's like, Polygon. He's like, did you know Polygon has like 40? I couldn't remember. I was like, it's either 40% or 60% of all USDC payments onto. He was like, dude, what? He's like, oh, I had no idea, man. He's like, yeah, well, they just haven't talked about it. And I was like, oh, you also have this Katana thing you might want to check out if you want to get really cool yield. He's like, oh, sweet, I'll definitely check that out. And I was like, and then we were talking about meme coins. I was like, yeah, but there's no PENGU. And he was like, what's PENGU? And I was like, my brother in Christ, it's the #1 spoken about crypto on Twitter. And he's like, oh, dude, I had no idea. And so we started talking about that. And he's like, wait, this NFT project, like, started selling products at Walmart. And I was like, dude, not only that, they rang in the bell at the S&P 500 like 3 weeks ago. And he was like, what? So I was like, yeah. And they have all these partnerships. Like, it's crazy. He's like, go and check it out. It's a really interesting like NFT, like from absolute shit nothing to like a legitimate brand that's like a real business and crushing it at that. He's like, oh shit, dude, I had no idea. But yeah, so it's interesting to just witness my barber's like elevation in like very, very fast. He's a very smart guy, very intelligent guy. And he's really matured in terms of how he thinks about the space now and like what he's watching and trying to monitor. And I was just like, you've grown so much, Michael.
Man,
anyway, I just wanted to share that story. And now he's probably going to go all in on PENGU at the top. And I'm be like, no, Michael.
The first place to start if you're trying to go all in on PENGU is honestly their Instagram page. Like, go follow the Rise Up Morning Show on Instagram. And if you don't already follow the Pudgy Penguins, then like I think they might have more followers than just about every crypto brand combined, across all their socials. Was it Finn was telling us they had what? I don't know. 20 million combined followers or something wild like that. And how did they build that brand? Dude,
gifts.
With silly, sweet gifts.
Silly, adorable gifts.
That's it. That's the playbook we've been saying for years. Any of these IP brands just need to start making content, and it would be so easy for a cute little animated PFP. And then Pudgy Penguins was like, yeah, hold my flipper. I got this. They got it. It was great.
Anyway, those are my final thoughts. I just wanted to share those stories.
Beautiful, beautiful stories. And Amsfar, oh no, it was Robert Steckler said, imagine getting a one-on-one with Will every time you got to go get your haircut. His barber is going from Sneck to Pudgy. He's in trouble, Magic said.
Funny, my PENGU is doing phenomenally. I'm like, yeah, I literally
up
bought
60% this week.
Yeah, I literally bought it with just some gambling money at first. People were in the Discord were like, well, why are you buying this coin? What's going on with it? I go, I like Penguin. And that was it. But also, I just love Pudgy Penguins as a brand. I was like, they're doing so much stuff. They're going to make announcements. It's going to probably pop off. And then I bought some more like 6 months ago. And it's been great. So I just wish I had bought more of it. But, I love the Pudgy Penguins brand. Anyway, sorry, I'm taking all the time from you guys from final thoughts. I apologize.
No, man, it's your show.
You're right. It is my show.
Your show.
Yeah, fuck both of you. So, my show.
Okay, somebody say it for himself. Alex, what's your... Whoa. For the people in podcast land, Will got literally timed out. Alex connected from the video stream and then brought it back. Just a few light slams every now and then. Alex, what about you? What's your final thought?
Just for the record, I too have a tiny bit of PENGU, literally like, I don't know, $21 worth. And that was an example of me putting a mark on my on-chain resume just to say like, yes, I've participated in this. It's a show of support. I don't expect it to ever do anything for me, but I like that it exists. There's a number of good questions that are still coming in. I would say if you have a question or a topic, we may be taking a week off of the show, but we're not taking a week off of answering questions and trying to be helpful in the Discord server. Part of this week off is to hopefully run the final push on Circle and get that migration as close as humanly possible, if not started by next week. So just because I'm so sick of having to send people to Discord because it's just not a good experience. So questions about cold storage, whether or not using wallets like Arculus are safe. They are as safe as you make them. There's a ton of questions coming in just about whether or not cold storage is safe, and specifically people saying that they are hearing that it's not. If you're hearing that it's not, you are hearing that from someone who is trying to trick you and trying to scam you. Cold storage is as safe as you make it. It is very possible to get scammed with cold storage. So just keep that in mind. If you don't protect your information, if you don't practice good internet hygiene, if you click on weird links and connect wallets to stuff, then yes, anything can be broken into and stolen. Nothing is foolproof. But the wallets themselves, they're fine. Anyone telling you otherwise, or that you need to connect it to this thing before it's good or whatever, that's all nonsense. Okay. That's all a scam. All of it. Anyone trying really hard to convince you to connect anything to anything specific and like insisting is trying to scam you. Just assume that. Assume anybody who DMs you is trying to scam you. Assume everything is a scam. Be skeptical of all of it. And if you have a question that requires a little bit more help, then toss it in the Discord. We'll be in there next week while we're taking a breather, which, speaking especially for myself, I desperately need. And I'm sure you guys feel it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Letty said, I hate Discord. Ruzen said, I love cold storage. And I just wanted to show everybody a cute little preview so you can see what this thing looks like. This is like the container for our Circle community. This is not a website that's like live yet. It is similar to Discord. It will be less overwhelming for you than it is for me in terms of all these like channels and things I see over here. But they have like tabs at the top that we can customize for, you know, all our courses in one place, you know, all the different events we might choose to have, like the morning show. You can see all the other premium members. You can connect with people. It'll be every channel will have a nice simple, like how you get started, what you do, checklists. It's like Discord, but with a big time upgrade. So get excited about it. It's gonna
just being able to have like product on the very top. You're like, oh, it's so hard to find any products that you could ever want in Discord. And just having at the top, like, hey, courses, events, keep track of stuff here. Great, cool. That's all I needed. I didn't need to dig through all these channels that are all slammed together. It's impossible. Anyway,
Corey had a great suggestion on it too. Maybe a course at the top to teach us how to flow and work inside Circle. I love it.
That's
definitely
great idea.
Gonna have a start here, and it's going to be. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to have video introductions for all three of us, just like a hey, I'm Evan kind of thing, so that you can really get to know us. It'll be intuitive, it'll be clear, and it'll give us the space to like slow down and explain things to everybody who's coming in. A much better onboarding experience. But we got to build it out. So pray for us. Send us your juju and all that good stuff. If you've got another question, a suggestion, something we didn't get to, that's the best place for it. For now, the Rise Up Discord server. You can find it at discord.gg/riseup or theriseupmorningshow.com. All of our social links live there. Honestly, this week is a great time to check out the riseupmorningshow.com because you can follow the Instagram. You can find us on your favorite podcasting platform. Honestly, that is like the best thing you can do this next week is like, give us a little follow boost. I would love it. Or if you haven't yet tasted what coffee is like from the official mug of the official morning show of the Financial Revolution, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Get on it, get at us, and everybody stay safe. Final thoughts. I'm well met.
I'm good.
Well met.
Yeah, brother. Then in that case, ladies and gentlemen, monsters and machines, people and creatures of all ages, thank you for being the very best part of what we do. Until next time, everybody stay safe, be well, my friends. Rise up.